What national day is today? Man, some things just bother me. I bet they bother Brad too. Fan or foe? Zoo animals? We got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. That's Brad. I'm Gary. This is the FanCave Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the FanCave Podcast.
We're just two buddies talking sports and entertainment like friends do. You're going to be hearing a lot of supremely amateur takes filled in with some Bush League opinions and whatever happens in between. Thanks for joining us.
Pal.
Nice screen, brother. Nothing much, bro. It's Thursday, Podcast Thursday. I'm happy.
My interweb muchacho.
That's right.
We should come up with some more names since we didn't plan that at all. That could have been good, though.
Here's a name.
Oh, I thought you were showing me your bracelet.
Irish Cricket Brethren.
Irish Crickets. What are you pouring over there? Let me get a look at that.
Today I've got a little Carbach Southern Wheat Belgian-style white ale.
Ew. I don't like those at all.
Oh, they're going to be good. I like them.
It looks like it'd be really tasty. I just don't like them. Yeah, it looks tasty, but I don't like that taste.
I'm like a renaissance man of beers, dude. I got a very wide – now that I've dipped into the IPA arena, I've got a very wide spectrum that I dabble.
You do. I'm glad I didn't screw up your palate. I can't drink stuff that's not hoppy as easily now because I'm like, it's missing something. And I hate that because there's a lot of good beers that aren't super hoppy.
That's mental.
Oh, of course it's mental. And I've been accused of being mental.
It's mental. And your taste buds, they're upset at you, Brad. They're going, listen, bro, we don't need that many hops. Why don't you get a little Mexican flavor in here, maybe some, oranges, whatever.
I'll tell you what, though. You give me a Mexican beer like a Modelo, Dos Equis, any one of those, and give me some beer salt, I'm back in the game, man. That's a combination that's hard to beat.
I agree, man. I agree. Except during the wintertime. That's definitely more of a hot beer, hot weather beer, I'd say. But I agree, man. Delicious really anytime. A Dos Equis, no problem any time of the year.
Yeah, there was a stint where that was my favorite beer.
Same, dude. Same. It's still in my short list for sure.
Still on the short list. I mean, the green bottle looks appetizing. I don't know. It's just a good beer. Put some salt on the rim. Blah, 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 blah.
Heck yeah, dude. Just going out back in the day with no responsibilities, asking for a cold Dos Equis dressed. That first post-work on a Friday, like first sip on a Friday is like,
It's something good. That's true. I can taste it right now. I can taste it right now. One thing that's funny about Dos Equis, like, so if you go to a restaurant here and you order a Dos Equis, what does the waiter say?
You want a dress?
Right.
Yeah.
Ask somebody that's not from Texas that.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
And if you order Dos Equis, what does the waiter say? Okay, I'll bring you a Dos Equis.
Exactly.
I've also been around where somebody ordered a Dos Equis, and then the waiter says, do you want it dressed? What? Do you want it dressed? I don't know what that means. And they had to explain it. I'm like, that's not a normal question where you're from? They're like, no.
I know. It's totally a South thing, dude. I know exactly what you mean, man. And it's to us, it's crazy. To them, it's just their reality. I was in North Carolina, and I went to a restaurant. I don't know if it was a restaurant or a bar, but I asked for a Dos Equis dressed just out of habit, right? That's, in fact, I'd say out of normalcy. And the waitress was kind of stunned. She had like this shocked but yet excited look on her face. And then I look further, she's wearing Dallas Cowboys earrings, and she was like, I got you. She's like, I'm from Texas. I got you.
Awesome. She knew it.
Yeah.
I thought she was being sexually harassed or something.
No. She was probably excited.
No. The beer.
Yeah, the cold beer. But yeah, it was kind of cool, man. It was a fun little deal there. And then she comes back to the table. This is the unfortunate part. And she's like, you know what? We don't have any beer salt, but I have just like the regular salt. You want me to just bring you like a cup of it? And I was like, that's fine. That's perfect. Yeah. That'll work. In this case, that'll work.
It'll do. It's regular salt will do, but it's not. The lime salt is the way to go.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
We need a beer salt sponsor.
That'd be nice. My sister-in-law loves beer salt, dude. Like, we'll always have it at every occasion. She's always the go-to. Like, if you need it, she's got it.
You just got like a couple of them in her purse.
A couple of them in her purse, maybe some in the car. But shout out to you, Stephanie. Always hooking it up with the beer salt. Well done.
Stephanie sounds prepared. I like her.
She is. She's ahead of the game. She is prepared. Dude, so what's going on today? Do you have work today? Now you're in the cave. You doing all right today overall?
Yeah, interesting day. Interesting day. Working from home as you do in America in 2020, and mixing that in with childcare. So a little back and forth with all that, balancing it. But it's good, man. It's good. I mean, I put on pants today, so that's good.
Nice. You're ahead of the game on me. I'm wearing pajama pants right now, bro.
Well, I'm wearing sweatpants. I hadn't put on jeans and a belt or anything. I did a couple days ago. I put on jeans and a belt, and I was like, man, I feel accomplished. I'm getting somewhere. But yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good. I'm taking off tomorrow, and I'm pretty much off next week. So I'm starting my Christmas vacation. I've been mentally on vacation for a couple of weeks already. So yeah,
that's good. It's a good day, man. I'm prepping for vacay too, just getting a couple final logistic things lined up for work, and I'm out next Wednesday for about 4 or 5 days, so I'm pumped about that as well.
Nice.
But dude, you know what today is? I know that the amazing Open that we had in this podcast mentioned a national day today.
I'm curious because I did not look.
There's two. One is awful, so I won't mention it. But the other one, I feel like, knowing this podcast, we could dip into and make it fun. So today is December 17th. It is National Maple Syrup Day.
Ooh.
Who doesn't like maple syrup?
If you don't like maple syrup, then you might want to just leave the country.
Right? I mean, that's like bacon. If you don't like bacon, you're out. If you don't like maple syrup,
bacon for dinner.
Yeah.
That's how much I like bacon.
That's normal.
Yeah. My wife came home and she said, "It smells like bacon in here." And I was like, huh. Don't know why that is.
There was men at work.
She didn't ask any questions, but I ate the rest of the bacon. Yeah, so, okay, National Maple Syrup Day. Makes me want pancakes.
Yep.
I got one for you. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh. Okay, that's the type of question that we've come to expect on the FanCave Podcast. I love it.
This is what brings in the listeners right here. This really deep.
So it depends. I feel like it depends on the moment. It depends on the moment. Maybe it depends on the but if I was just going to give you an answer, I think I'm a pancakes over waffles guy.
Really?
Yeah. What are you?
I'm the exact opposite. I'm 1,000%, no wavering, no situation, nothing. I am waffles over pancakes every time.
Do you have a waffle maker?
Well, we just got a Vitamix, which makes the mix for it, but I don't have a waffle maker now.
You're one step there, dude.
So I can only make pancakes at home.
There you go. There you go.
But I'm definitely, and it's got I was reading it a couple nights ago. There's a recipe for it. And so when you said maple syrup, I started thinking about that, like how I can whip up my own stuff. But yeah, I need a waffle maker.
Love it. Yeah, you need one. Dude, so check this out. A couple random facts on maple syrup I just decided to Google. It takes about 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of maple syrup. And it takes about 40 years before a tree is big enough to tap for maple syrup. It's a long process, bro. It's not overnight.
A few questions. One, maple syrup should be a lot more expensive than it is. Just knowing that, like, it feels like a resource that could run out. The trees don't grow fast, you harvest it too fast. I'm sure they're replanting all the time, or I don't know, but
yeah.
That's just, I mean, or is sap always, is it continuous? Does the tree ever dry up? That's a dumb question. I bet it doesn't, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just know that I'm thankful for maple syrup.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's all we have to be. You know, there are people out there that commit to the maple syrup ways of life, and we'll allow them to know those questions and keep the maple syrup flowing onto our tables, you know?
I'm glad.
And speaking of that, I know. My father-in-law, who is retired and has some property up in Michigan, makes maple freaking syrup.
I thought he was like an apple farmer.
Dude, he does. He has an orchard, and he freaking does maple syrup. It's incredible.
Oh, my gosh. That guy has a lot of friends, I can tell you.
So he's just got a lot of time. I mean, he's retired. I mean, he just posts up, gets his stuff done, and that's two things he likes, which is cool. I mean, we take advantage of it. We get a little maple syrup here and there. Doesn't hurt.
He's living the dream, man.
It's delicious. But it's not something I want to do. It's too much effort.
Apples or maple syrup?
I would choose maple syrup over apples because I got to be in the mood for apples, and it's not very often that I am. But I feel like you could always be in the mood for maple syrup.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one I'd go with. Probably go with the apples. I like the fact that I could be walking in the backyard one day in the orchard and just be like, pull the apple off the tree, blow on it, rub it. I don't know why you do that, but people do that. You can take a bite out of it. And you can feed them to horses. They look nice.
They do. But maple syrup is sneaky because nobody knows it's there. So you technically, only have it for yourself. You could have someone come rob all your apples.
But you don't just take the maple syrup straight from the tree and pour it on pancakes. You got to get, 40 liters to make 1 liter?
Yeah.
So are they having to mix it with sugar, or how do you make it? You ever looked that up?
No. I'm leaving the inside scoop to those professionals. I'm just going to take advantage of the eating of it here and there.
All right. Well, I'll sum it up by saying shout out to all the people that grow our apples, make our maple syrup, create the beer that we love, that we couldn't make. Shout out to Andrew Fields, all the other brewmasters out there. Thank you for knowing what you're doing, and we don't need to know how to do it. We just need to know how to enjoy it.
That's right. We need to know where to access it and where to swipe the debit card if we need to purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, man. So you know what I do really appreciate is, and we talked about this, Christmas time. I don't think there's a better time right now to talk about Christmas. And we don't have to dig deep because we've done that on this podcast before. But I've got a new take or a new thought process on this. Okay. So we all know how pumped we are about Christmas lights on our own house, that sort of thing. I was driving home the other night and realized I'm kind of not a main road like a highway, but a main road to my neighborhood. And as I'm driving, people are decorating their backyard fences that line up and run parallel to this main road. And I found myself really appreciating on the ride home, thinking to myself, you went out of your way to decorate for me. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, it's kind of always, I guess, for others, because when you're inside your house, you don't see the lights that are on your house, but that's extra cool. Because even if they walk into their own backyard, they can't see the lights.
Yeah. I just feel like that's a friendly neighbor move right there, even if you don't know if you're going to see it. Move.
You need to make up a #1 neighbor of the month or neighbor of the month award, print it out from your Xerox machine, and go staple it on their fence.
I should. Dude, did I tell you that Sarah just won Volunteer of the Year award in my HOA?
Oh my gosh, you are surrounded by talent.
Dude, and it's not me. Yeah, I'm surrounded by it. It's not flowing from my veins. But, yeah, dude, she's I mentioned it before, she's the HOA activities coordinator, if you will, volunteer.
Yep.
Get stuff done, dude. Got a little plaque, little gift card. It was nice.
That is cool. Yeah, she's in it, man. She's in it.
Proud of her, dude. I mean, with as much as she has going on, mom of 2 young boys, real estate, has time for that. She has to take care of my booty, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have a lot to handle.
Yeah, you're just a bump on a log.
She's got three kids running around the house, 2 dogs.
3 kids, 2 dogs. That's good.
So, yeah, dude, kind of cool. But you know what else is kind of cool?
What?
Not feeling the transition game tonight, but I'm going for it. So I heard a story the other day that relates to zoo animals that I found was interesting, and I thought it might bring up some thoughts about ourselves. So the Memphis Zoo recently came out stating there was a baby giraffe born in their habitat. They decided, they must be sports fans, whoever's ahead of this zoo, they decided to name the baby giraffe Ja-Raff after Ja Morant, which is not created by any means, but it's a special shout out. You know, that little giraffe's going to grow up to be 25 feet tall, maybe can dunk. I don't know. I don't know if Ja Morant can, but it's kind of neat. And I was thinking, if you were going to get a zoo animal named after you, Brad, they call it the Brad. You walk around that. What kind of animal isn't getting named after you, dude?
Man, you're totally putting me on the spot. But I could see Brad the bear, Grizzly bear. I mean, it doesn't really fit my personality. I'm not big and mean. I don't really tear people apart very often. But man, I might need some time to think about this one. So okay, let's see here.
See, I can't tell you everything in advance because then it will spoil the fun of you having to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Trying to avoid dead air here, but
All right.
okay. So, have you thought about this?
Not really, because I also wanted to keep it organic. I also wrote this down like a month ago. I thought about an animal that I want outside of the zoo, but that wasn't the question. So I think that like something – okay, so what's your favorite thing in the zoo? That's the way I thought about it. When I go to the zoo, the hippos are always fascinating to me. Not to mention in the wild, they're pretty much one of the top tier animals out there. Not a lot of people take them down, but they can eat anybody.
Yeah, but they're pretty baller.
When I go to the zoo, they got the big old glass and outside of their like water arena that they're posted up in, and they're just sleeping, dude. Pretty much sleeping the whole time. But if they had to wake up and handle business, they can handle business.
Yeah,
so I think I'm gonna go with a hippo. Gary the hippo. Doesn't
Gary
really
the
rain.
Hippo. Okay. Hippos are one of those animals where you grow up and you're really misinformed about what they are. You're like, oh, hippos are cool. They're fat and lazy. And then there used to be a game called Hungry Hungry Hippos, so they eat a lot. And then you get older and you watch Nat Geo and you're like, oh my gosh, hippos are huge, fast, and they will kill you and everybody on your boat. Like they are
exactly
nasty. Don't get in their way.
Yeah, they're top of the food chain. They're handling business.
Jeez, they're insane. For me, because I'm trying to find an animal that kind of suits my personality, but I'm kind of goofy. I like to have fun. And I'm not very big, so like I'd be kind of like a monkey, chimpanzee type. But I'm not throwing my own feces at people or anything like that. So
we appreciate that about you, Brad.
I really like.
I have a thought for you.
Huh?
I have a thought for you.
Okay, give it to me. I like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, but I hate seeing them cooped up at the zoo. I'm that guy, so.
Yeah, that does suck.
All right, what do you think?
So this just popped into my head based on the description you just provided. All right, so you like to have fun. You're shorter in stature. You're not like 4 feet, but you're not 8 feet tall. So
I'm tall challenged.
Right. You choose to have a pretty intimidating bald head, which is cool.
Yeah. Totally intimidating.
You are a family guy. You know how to go out and fend for yourself. What about you got a hoodie on, you know how to stay warm when it's cold. How about Brad or Bradley the penguin? Yes.
Penguin?
Yeah, penguin. Penguin Brad. Why not? Dude, they keep warm. They hunt for themselves. You know how fast those fools got to swim to stay out of the mouth of a lion or a killer whale?
They do keep warm, dude. Those South Pole penguins are legit if you ever watch them on TV. So I can see it. I'm a little more agile. Well, they're pretty agile, I guess.
They're agile in the water, dude, but they got no long strides on snow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's not too far off base. It's kind of like the monkey. Like there's parts of it that fit and parts of it that don't. So I'd have to think on it. I don't really know. I'd love to say I'm just a lion and everything, but I don't even hunt. I shop at the grocery store. So
nice.
I'm not that tough. But no, that's good. That'd be something to think about. We should throw one out to the listeners. What zoo animal would be you and why, kind of thing. I will tell you, in high school, I took a speech class because I was about to graduate. I was a senior. It was a class that a bunch of freshmen took, but it was an elective that I could have taken to graduate distinguished or something. Like I need another type of credit. I was like, I'll take the speech class. Why not? And it was a lot of fun. I was like the oldest guy in there, which made it fun too. But my teacher one day, we were going around, she goes, I want to go around the room and everybody tell me what kind of animal, if you had to be an animal, what kind of animal you would be and why. You got to remember, this is Brad at 18 years old. So we go around the room. This kid's like, I want to be a bird so I can fly and have a great view. And another kid, like, oh, I want to be a grizzly bear because I'd be ferocious and I can tear everything up and live in the woods. And, I want to be this and that and all this cool stuff and why. And it gets to me and I said, me, I'd be a house cat. Says, a house cat? Okay, explain that. I said, well, you get to kind of lounge around the house all day and just relax and take naps. And then when chicks come over, they'd want to play with me.
Nice. Love it. That's totally an 18-year-old line.
18-year-old Brad. She thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. We laughed. We had a good time. But, yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean,
you didn't get kicked out of class for that or what?
No, that's one of the classes I didn't get kicked out of.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't get kicked out of that many classes, but
there you go.
let's just
I
say
didn't see that.
it happened from time to time.
Here and there. I didn't see that line coming out, dude. Because I was thinking genius, laying around, taking naps, people waited on you hand and foot. I thought that's where you were going.
It was kind of along those lines, and then it was something like when chicks come over, they'd want to play with me because they're like, "Oh, kitty cat," and I'd be like, "Yeah, pet me."
Totally. Nice. Love that, dude. That's funny. That's definitely an 18-year-old Brad line. That might even been like
I could have said dog.
Year.
It'd be the same. I don't know why I didn't go tougher, go dog, but anyway, hindsight's 20/20, Gary. I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback my 18-year-old self.
Nice. Your 19-year-old self would have said dog. He would have been more prepared.
Oh, yeah. I was way more mature a year later.
Love it. Well, dude, you know who's not prepared?
Besides us?
James Harden's not prepared. Look at that transition.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I like ice cream and beer, but come on, even I jog from time to time.
Yeah, he definitely came into camp real soft and real fluffy.
Was that photoshopped? You remember a couple of years ago when they said Romo showed up to training camp fat? Yeah, and it was total BS because he didn't show up fat. Or maybe he didn't get skinny. I don't know. But, man, Hardin was looking chunk.
Yeah, he was, man.
All those old retired NBA players look where they look like they're chubby. And you're like, man, how does a chubby guy look when he's 7 feet tall? Hardin looked like that, but he was still wearing a basketball uniform.
Exactly. I remember when Kobe came back, or when Kobe was recovering from his Achilles, and he had legitimate reason he couldn't work out. And he gained a little weight, and they were like, oh, man, is he going to be able to bring it back together? I don't think Harden falls into that category, dude. I mean, he doesn't play defense, so is he going to figure it out? I don't know. But that's somebody who decided to take an off-season off. I mean, good for him.
Okay, well, I you can say good for him and do what you want to do. He's a grown man; he can do what he wants. But this is what bothers me about Harden, though. This is why I've never been a huge fan. He's just not. He's not that dedicated. He's Mr. Dribble, shoot 1,000 3-pointers, and then I'm never going to play defense because I'm going to rest and then get the ball back. He doesn't have a killer instinct. Like his team, it's okay if they don't win because they never win. I don't know. Like he's happy just being like a really stud basketball player, which he is. But he lacks that what Kobe and LeBron and those types of guys have, where it's like I have to win championship. They don't. Yeah. They go to work in the off season. I mean, I'm not saying you can't take some time off, and I don't have half the energy these guys do. I would be the fat guy, but I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball for a living.
Right. I agree, man. It's pretty stupid, actually. It's not that difficult to stop freaking having an off season when you've been doing it for 6 months or whatever. I mean, it wasn't 6 months, obviously, but you gotta get it together. You gotta get that killer instinct and go, all right, it's time to get back to work. I've been bowed out of the playoffs too many years in a row after trying to be the puppet master in Houston, get all our draft picks traded away, bring in bad contracts, and not be committed to the craft yourself. It's kind of a downer.
I mean, he had to gain that weight pretty quickly because the last season just ended like days ago, it seems like.
Yeah,
championship, and now the season started again. So it wasn't even a normal long off season. So he had to go balls to the wall, hardcore. Let me see how fast I can gain this weight. And I'm all about people taking time off. You got to rest your body. But that's not good for your body when you're an athlete.
Yeah, I know.
Get that like that. And if I'm a fan of the team and I want my team to compete for a championship, and my star comes back way out of weight, way overweight, like just telling me that he just doesn't care that much or hasn't put in any effort, I'm feeling bad about that. That's sending a message.
Yeah. 1,000% agree with that, dude. Especially like a secondary guy. But if you're his backup, you're like, you may be thinking for a second, shoot, this could be good for me, and then you go, no, it's Hardin. But he's bringing a little bit more, baggage onto his plate, man. Because not only is he out of shape and made no effort in the offseason to come prepared, he's been holding out. He wouldn't come to practice, wouldn't come to the shoot-arounds and stuff for a while because he wants to get traded and he wants out. That bothers me, man, because you're the guy who is trying to make everything happen in Houston and really are the biggest reason you guys are in a hole by not winning, because you're a ball hog and you've traded away all your draft picks. Obviously, you're not the GM, but look, let's be real. Every superstar has got a pull in the organization, and as stupid as that is, that's a reality, and that's what's happened for him. And he's got some teams on his list that he wants to be traded to. And if I was the Rockets, I'd say, I'm not trading you, bro. You're under contract. Get it out there, get it together. Let's go win some games. I'm not going to bow down to you. I'm not going to you're under contract. Mm-hmm. Let's go win some games. But here's what Houston did, bro. They made some moves in the offseason that are really good and really spicy. So my boy out of Kentucky, John Wall, who's had a little bit of a subpar career from a winning standpoint himself. He's been stuck in Washington for 56 years. He's in the Rockets now, probably has a second lease on life. They brought in Boogie Cousins, who still wants to get another payday, probably ready to play hard. They've got a couple of young guys, man. So I think that even without Hardin, they'd be fine. And I think that they're thinking, look, if we trade this guy and we already have these pieces and we bring in more pieces, we're going to have a more cohesive unit to make a run this year for a title. And that's gonna pay more dividends than one Hardin, even if he is in shape.
So do you like the trade?
For John Wall?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's just straight up for Hardin, right?
No, it was for Westbrook.
I mean Westbrook. Yeah.
I don't remember if it was straight up, but yeah, I like it. I'm not a Westbrook guy anyway.
It was basically straight up, I think. There's probably always more pieces to it, but I think it's good. Go ahead.
I think Westbrook is pumped to get out of Houston. I saw an article the other day. I didn't read it, but the title was something like
I saw an article. I didn't read it.
Well, I didn't read it, but the title was intriguing. Then I blew right past it. It said something like Westbrook was appalled that the team schedule flights where they went, their schedule was based upon Hardin's cities he liked to party in. Now, of course, when you're talking to a 28-year-old Russell Westbrook, is he really telling the whole facts? Probably not. He's giving you a different view. But from an insider standpoint, we've heard that before, guy. LeBron does that, right? The plane waits for LeBron, whatever, stuff like that. I can imagine, obviously, seeing James Harden come back this offseason after just partying in Vegas and Atlanta this offseason, I can see that being completely true. Like, look, we're going to go here next because I want to go to Toronto and they have the dopest nightlife ever or whatever, or I'm too hungover to come to the plane. We're going to take it 4 hours later, whatever that is. I can absolutely see that now that he's come back after this offseason, totally out of shape, all clubbed out. And, it's interesting. It's that insider scoop that we don't get very often.
How do they do that? I mean, the schedule's set by the NBA. So
I don't know, man.
He's not saying, I just want to play the Lakers all year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's something like, we have 2 days in between games. We pop off in this city for a night.
Instead of running back to Houston and then leaving tomorrow to go to Sacramento, let's stop in Denver or something.
Yeah. Who knows? That's kind of what it sounded like by the title. Obviously, I didn't read it. It probably gave more context, but even it said Westbrook was appalled. And I know Westbrook's a gamer. He's not my favorite, but he's all about the games, man. And so I can imagine he's probably telling somewhat of the truth, at least a piece of truth out of that story. And it's interesting when you get to pull back the curtain a little bit to see that kind of thing. I always think it's a little bit fascinating. But it makes me not like James Harden even more. I already didn't like him. He should have stayed a 6-man and gone and won some titles. And now he's trying to do that again, bro. He's trying to go to New Jersey.
Can you imagine if that Oklahoma City team was still together? The original guys.
Elite.
Jeez.
Elite, man.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Go ahead.
he wants to go to Houston. Or no, he wants out of Houston. So here's some teams on the table I thought was interesting. Nets, Bucks, Sixers, Heat. I did hear maybe now I'm drawing a blank. Who's the kid? Ben Simmons that can't shoot.
Oh,
Ben
76ers.
Simmons for Hardin. So think about that. Ben Simmons, Boogie Cousins, John Wall, some role players. That'd be pretty nice in Houston, man. I bet the fans are tired of Hardin. Does that happen? I don't know. We haven't had a drama guy in San Antonio, so I don't know how to speak on
I don't know. I mean, he's so good on the court. Sometimes it's worth Ben Simmons still struggling with his shot, so but he tries. He tries hard.
Yeah, he makes the effort.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I kind of like when the players now that the Spurs have already been through it. I like when big names change. Now you get to watch them in a different jersey. But is he saying he wants to play next to Kyrie in Brooklyn, or he wants to back?
No, I don't know where he wants to be, but he wants to go to Brooklyn to play with Kyrie and with Kevin Durant. Which
You have to be the two, and Durant would be the three, of course. But he'd have to be the two, and he won't be bringing the ball up. That would be correct. Kyrie's deal, and is he comfortable with that? I'd love to watch that because I bet you they'd get into it. Give me the ball,
dude, they would either implode or Durant would make them both figure it out, and they'd go win 5 titles in a row or something crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure Durant's really the leader type. We'd have to see, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't really care.
I think that I think it's interesting, man. I always like to see big moves too, man, especially now that we're average in San Antonio, like you said. Our glory days are behind us. We're waiting for the next big draft pick. But,
I've always liked the big moves, just never wanted to be involved.
Right, exactly. It's always good to watch from the outside. But Giannis signed a Supermax, biggest contract in NBA history, bro. 5-year extension, $228 million in Milwaukee. Good for him.
A lot of money, man.
The problem is, it's way too much. All professional athletes make too much, but that's another day, another topic. I think that $228 million for his services, what is he, 2-3-time MVP in a row? I think that the problem is, who the heck are you going to bring into Milwaukee that wants to play with him? You tried this already. It's not really working out.
Got to be somebody out there that wants to go. I mean, is he not the type of guy? Is he not the type of guy you can build around? I don't understand that. Is it people don't want to live in Milwaukee? Like, what's wrong with Milwaukee?
Dude, I feel like they're in the same context that San Antonio was in, man. Like, not that exciting of a city on paper. Who didn't want – you didn't want to come play with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili?
These people
it's the city.
You're making millions of dollars, $20, $40, $60 million. He's making $200-something million with a couple of years. You don't actually have to live in the city. I mean, DeRozan is one of our main guys in San Antonio. He's got a house in L.A. You don't have to live in that city. Live wherever you want. You're a grown man with millions of dollars. Like, yeah, you're probably going to stay around because that's where your team practices and everything, and you're going to live there most of the time. But is it really that bad? Most cities in this country, I'm pretty sure, have some good restaurants, some decent bars, young people, I mean, you don't have to be in L.A. Oh, no nightlife if I'm not in L.A. or Toronto. It's like, I'm pretty sure you can go out to a nightclub in Charlotte, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Whatever. These guys sit at home and play video games anyway. What are they talking about? You can Netflix and chill anywhere. Please.
Oh, look at that. Dude, your face. You were so happy with that one. That was a good one. I liked it. No, dude, I'm with you, man. These guys are a mess, bro. The NBA is a mess. I'm really even kind of disappointed we talked about it this long. So let's move on.
I like Giannis, but let's move on. What else is on the docket?
Dude, so we got to hit something that we missed, we whiffed on last week. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so last week I opened up with the girls playing football, and we didn't end up talking about it. So I'm going to go kind of fast because this story is a little bit played out. Vanderbilt football, Sarah Fuller. I probably shouldn't know her name. She's not good enough for me to know her name unless I'm a girls soccer fan, and I'm not. But Sarah Fuller, for those of you who don't know, Vanderbilt football team who hasn't won a game this year because they're really bad, decided that they were going to bring a girl onto their football team to be a kicker, which I have no problem with. I couldn't care less if you're a guy or a girl or whatever. Are you any good? So let me get into it. I'm just going to jump straight to it. Y'all have all heard the story. It's a total stunt. NFL brings in this girl. She is a soccer player. I think they're pretty dang good at soccer. They bring her in a few weeks ago, and they're losing 21-0 at halftime. They're 0-7 on the season. And to start off the third quarter, she goes out to kick off. She gets the ball about 25 or 30 yards. No return. She kicked the ball and ran off the field, and everybody celebrated. And then she got SEC Player of the Week. So I guess you're telling me now that kicking the ball off, doing a really poor job, you deserve SEC Player of the Week. Why? Just because you're a girl? Just because you're the opposite sex? So total stunt. Man, I wrote down a bunch of stuff too that I'm not even going to read right now. But total stunt. Well, they come back a week later and decide that she needs to kick again because we got to prove that she's actually good enough to be here. And she actually kicked 2 extra points. So if you look at the box score, which is kind of hard to find, but if you look at the box score, she did kick 2 extra points. However, there was 2 field goals attempted in the game, and she did not attempt any field goals. So apparently she's so good that she needs to be playing football and be the kicker. But if we have to actually kick a field goal, we're not bringing her in. We're bringing in our other guy, Cook. He's going to kick the field goals. So, yeah, girl playing football, great. It's been done. She is the first girl to dress out and play, quote, play in a Power 5 game. But there's been a bunch of girls that have done it in the past. There's a bunch of girls playing high school football right now all over the country. I saw a video of this one girl. She's a kicker. She did the kickoff, ran down the field. The return man broke through, and she lit him up.
Nice.
Okay, she just played football. Don't care if you're a guy or a girl. I don't care. Sports used to be about we want to win. I want to get the best players I can, recruit them to my school. We're going to put the best product on the field, and we're going to win. And now it's, they've gone all wokester, so now it's all about how women can do everything and you can do everything. Look, I don't care. If a woman can do it as good as a man, then put her out there. I don't give a crap. I want my team to win. There's female firefighters all over the place. You know why? Because they're good enough to be firefighters. The fire department doesn't say, well, since you're a girl, we don't expect you to hold the water hose, carry an axe, or pick up a ladder. You just stand over there, look cute, and you'll meet a quota, and we can tell everybody how brave you are. No, those women get out there, and they freaking do their job, and they're firefighters, okay? And it's the same thing with the police officers. I take female police officers seriously. You know why? They might be smaller than a lot of criminals, and they might be a little bit maybe not as strong as a lot of criminals. But you know who else isn't as strong as a lot of criminals? Every other cop.
Yeah.
The criminals are on drugs, so that's stronger than you anyway. But the cops, the police, they are trained. So a little bitty cute blonde lady carrying around a gun and a baton, she could probably beat me up because she knows she's trained, okay? And she knows how to carry her weapon. So I take them seriously. I would take a girl football player seriously if she was actually good. But when they're changing the rules for her, saying, like, you're good, you're going to play, you're going to get SEC Player of the Week because you kicked the ball 30 yards with no return and you ran off the field because we don't want to get you hurt or whatever, that's BS. That's a stunt. It's nonsense. It's political garbage, and it sucks, and I hate it. And I can't even make a clear point anymore because I was ready to talk about this 2 weeks ago. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Vandy football. They put play like a girl on her helmet. They were so brave, and they still haven't won a game yet or even competed. So there you go.
Look at that. I like it. Boom. Mic drop.
Oh, and P.S. Nothing against her, by the way. So, I mean, she wants to play and they let her play. Like, she hasn't done anything wrong. This is the team. Nobody that's as not good as she is would ever make it. I don't get to play on the field, and I can kick a football 30 yards. Actually, I might not be able to, but whatever. You know what I mean? I can kick an extra point. Nobody's going to let me on the field so they can say, we're brave. We let a 39-year-old man play college football. So it's a stunt. Just quit the crap. Please just quit it. We're over it. We're done with this. Sports, you're losing us.
Dude, I definitely agree. I definitely agree in the fact that it was definitely put out there as a publicity stunt, which is not her fault, like you said. I was wondering if the kickoff that went, like you said, 25, 30 yards and then went out of bounds was on purpose or not, where they said, look, just boot it up out of bounds, possibly, which sucks on her, especially if she can kick it that far, which we don't know because they haven't given her a chance to.
Here's what we do know. She kicked the ball 30 yards, and there was no return because she didn't kick it deep enough for a return man. They came back later and said she did what she was told. It was a squib kick. Okay, squib kick. Couple things. You're down 21-0. We're starting the third quarter. In what scenario does a squib kick make sense?
Right.
Not in that scenario.
Not in football.
Anybody that understands the sport of football knows that doesn't make any sense. So it was a mistake, either a mistake with her kicking or a mistake by the coach. If the coach did tell her to do a squib kick, well, then he's an idiot because he just gave the team that's beating by 3 touchdowns 25, 30 extra yards of good field position.
No, I hear you.
Got fired after the game. So either she screwed up and couldn't kick it, or he put her out there and said, just do a squib kick, get off the field. We don't want you to get hurt, which makes her not a football player anyway. So everything about it is wrong. That coach got fired at least for being a dingbat. Apparently he wasn't all that good anyway. So he's probably just trying to save his job by, being a wokester. But anyway.
Oh yeah, he was definitely right. He was definitely holding hopes on that dude. If she panned out, he would have been the next. He would have been the next whisperer. You know what I mean? And that didn't work out.
I want to know the whole story. Like, was your goal we got to go find a girl, or did she come to practice and they're like, dang, she can actually kick? Because, like I said, nobody would care if a girl showed up and she could kick 50-yard field goals on a regular basis, and she wants to be out there. Put her out there. I want my team to score points. If she can score points for my team, put her. I don't give a crap what she looks like. But don't force it on me. Like, look, we're so great. Girls can do stuff too. It's like, okay, girls can do things too. But if you're trying to prove they're as good as if she's as good as the men, well, then hold her to the same standard. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say with all my values. Hold her to the same standard, and you didn't. If another guy came out there, kicked the ball 30 yards, wasn't allowed to kick field goals, made a couple of extra points, he wouldn't be getting SEC Player of the Week. There might be a linebacker or a quarterback that deserve that. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. Now you're right, man. And I always wonder about too, like, what if you did leave her in and she got lit up or something? There'd be this huge backlash. It would be a complete 180 as to the whole reason they put her out there to begin with. So,
there shouldn't be. Because if she's either a football player or she's not. They're trying to tell us she's a football player.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Show me.
Yeah. No.
Anyway.
I know. I'm with you. That's what I'm 22. But why put yourself in that situation if you not want to put her out there for, the full board, dude, I feel you. Well, that was good. I think we should let Brad keep his fire going here because that was good. You were fired up. I wish we would have done this 2 weeks ago when we were.
It was a little incoherent because like I said, I've been sitting on it for a long time. So sorry about the babbling. Hopefully, I made a point.
You did. So let's wrap it up with this. Let's end the note on a little fan or foe. Bring back a fan favorite here. A little fan or foe in the cave. So I'm gonna ask Brad 3 questions. He's going to tell me if he's a fan or if he's a foe. Hence the name.
All right, I'm down. I'm ready.
All right. Houston, the aforementioned, will trade James Hardin before the season starts.
Oh,
no go. Keeping him here. Go hit the treadmill, bro. All right. Next one. Redskins. Your Washington Redskins will win the NFC East.
Didn't they move?
Yeah, yes, they did.
I love that you call the Redskins.
I refuse, dude. I'm not on that bandwagon, bro. They're the Redskins to me. I wrote it down. It's on my notes. Redskins. They're going to win the NFC.
Fan, why not?
There you go. Why not?
It's the typical NFC East. Nobody wants to win it.
Yeah. All right, last question, which we didn't talk about this tonight, but also not my favorite signing. Fan or foe? Clippers paying Paul George a max contract.
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't show up enough last year to make things happen. So that's what bothers me, bro. The whole next man up mentality is the biggest crock in sports history. Just because you are maybe the quote-unquote next doesn't mean you deserve to get paid more than the elite guy down the road who got paid 3 years ago. Look, all right, let's be real. Paul George doesn't need to be making more than all these other guys, than LeBron James or freaking Anthony Davis or whoever. And I don't know what their contracts are. I'm just making a point. The next man up mentality, whoever made this up should be fired. It is a crock. It's ruining sports.
Okay, so let me play. So you mean next man up, meaning next guy to get a contract. Now that guy always has to get, like the next quarterback to get a contract has to get paid more than the last contract. So eventually you got guys like Carson Wentz that make more money than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Right. So
I hate it.
stuff like that. So, okay, a couple things. One, it is ridiculous because, like, I wish it worked like that in our jobs. Like, you know, somebody else in your position across the country got a raise, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, now it's my turn, so I get another raise, and I got to make more. That'd be awesome because every year they're like, well, I have to make $100 million this year. Next year it's like, well, I have to make 125. And then now that these guys are getting paid $225 million, their money's going up a lot faster than the cost of living increase. So whoever invented it was probably a sports agent and a marketing guy. And if he got somebody paid $100 million, then he's brilliant and he's rich. And I bet you he's got a really awesome backyard, probably an outdoor kitchen with a pizza oven. That's how smart that guy is. So I'm not saying it's cool and I like it because I don't, but the guy that thought of it and made it work and started this trend is probably a sports agent, and he's probably doing very well for himself. So, and these players, hey, man, be your little divas or whatever, but I'm not against people getting paid. So if they get it, fine. I mean.
No, I'm not against guys getting paid either, but I'm against how it ruins your salary cap for your team and then makes you have a less chance of winning over a long period of time, and makes it stressful. It makes it stressful for the fans who are like, dude, you're not worth it. You're going to ruin the rest of the freaking cap for us. Like, that's my point. Of course, the guy who freaking created it is a genius, but in reality, it sucks for the sports fan and the rest of the teammates who aren't getting paid that. And
you're right.
Makes a precedent that it's deserving when no, it's not. Look, it's just not. Okay, because I hate it.
Gone are the days where the superstar like Tim Duncan took a pay cut so they could keep some of the other pieces. Now it's all about me. And then, yes, I want to win, but I want to get paid first.
Dude, it's 100% an ego thing because you're telling me $200 million versus $228 is going to make a difference in your bank account, bro? No, it's not. It's an ego thing, and it pisses me off. There's no humility, dude. Like, get it together.
Dude, if it was me, I'd want the max contract, but I'd want to play in Texas or Tennessee or Florida or somewhere else where there's no state income tax. I can actually keep all that money. You know, in California, you're playing for the Lakers making $228. You're giving about 120 of that back.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
So, but you're right. When it screws up the salary cap for the team, that used to be an issue. Hey, if we pay you too much, we can't pay this guy and that guy, so we're going to lose our point guard or whatever. And Tim Duncan would take a pay cut. Tom Brady used to take pay cuts to keep the players. Well, nowadays in the NBA, not as much in the NFL, but in the NBA, the rules are a little bit different. They will say, pay me the max contract, but still pay the other guys because I'm LeBron and I still need two other superstars or I can't win. And, we're going to bust the salary cap. And that's like, okay, we'll just pay the luxury tax of, $30 million. And so they just pay the luxury tax now, which sends more money to the league office and drives up ticket prices and jersey costs, and people pay it. And it's a vicious cycle, but there's no really no consequence for these guys if they do say, hey, pay me.
I know. I feel you, bro. It's really obnoxious. I'm out on it. I tell you what I'm not out on, and we're not going to talk about it today. We're going to wait till afterwards. UTSA Roadrunners are bowl bound, baby. And we're going to leave it at that because I got to get going for the night. But we're going to leave it, and we're going to talk about it afterwards, and it's going to be hopefully epic and not somber.
Right.
Know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Gary. Tell everybody, good night.
Good night, everybody.